Welcome back to another video. So I'm on break right now. I just wanted y'all to check out this video of this guy basically sharing his perspective on life, or what we call life. Basically, it's like a reaction. I want y'all to see the whole thing, but yeah.
Visible. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't try in life. I'm not saying we shouldn't have ambition, but I'll be honest, man. All this shit to me, it just seems like a lot of wishful thinking. It seems like a lot of hoopla. It seems like a lot of, rainbows and sparkles, and it's all like a fucking fantasy, a fallacy, really. I try to, think positively, and I mean, like, realistically be positive. I mean, I'm pretty grateful that I have a good fiance. I'm grateful for my cats, that I got a roof over my head, I got food to eat, but, I mean, aside from that, I don't subscribe to this whole notion that life is a gift or a blessing. I really wish I was never born, because this life, again, is extremely exhausting, and I feel like for somebody like me, maybe even somebody like you, this just ain't it. It's like, I don't aspire to nothing, man. My goals are honestly like really trivial. They're just petty like hobbies that are copes. Like, I want to get some tattoos. I mean, be honest with you, let's think about the place to.
Now, basically, my response to what he's saying when he said they're basically copes, and I agree with that, because if you look at the word cope, you have cope in the word, and the cope is the root word of cooperate. So while we're coping, finding escape routes from their system that they got in place, such as playing the game, gardening is one of mine, playing the game, playing basketball, and stuff like that allows us to cope, because this system is so it's taking over so much. It's like, what can one person do to overturn all of this? So I mean, any normal person would say, I can't change this by myself, which is true. So the only thing you can do is cope, aka cooperate with this given system that we are experiencing. And I feel his pain when he say that, because it's like everything that you want to do in this matrix, like, we just want to be free, but we have to basically participate. We have to create these illusionary goals in order to basically cope, or occupy our time here. Because I mean, I said it before, if we not trying to take back the planet, or we not trying to take back our power or activate it, what else are we doing? We're basically just coping, and basically procrastinating. That's all we're doing. And I'm just listening to him. His dude is very funny. I'm about to get ready to go back into work though, and I just listen for my entertainment and informative reasons. So yeah, it's frustrating when you want to do things that are outside of this construct, but they got it so solidified, they got us so trapped mentally, to a point where you have no choice but to act within the confines of this system. I find his videos very funny and informative, because I can relate, for one, and most of it, all of his content is true. I agree with the perspective. I ain't saying that I follow anything that he may or may not, quote unquote, promote, but I agree with his perspective, as well as a lot of other people or whatever. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that he and a lot of other people who agree and follow him or whatever, they feel the same way. And it's unfortunate that this system is so bad to a point where people don't even want to be born. And it's also suckish because people want to basically commit suicide because they don't want to even deal with this system. They don't want to deal with the mental pain, the mental traumas and stuff like that. So they just check out. They just take their own lives. I told myself I feel the same way, but I'd rather just be homeless before I take my own life. Before I, take my own life. I mean, I at least try the homeless lifestyle or whatever. At least you'll be freer. I mean, like he say in his videos, you gotta pay for everything. Everything that you want, every ambition that you want to do, it involves money. And tell me that's not true. Other than you just being homeless, and even like I said before, even if you're homeless, you still gotta pay. You still gotta pay for food. You still gonna be paying taxes. You still gotta find somewhere to sleep and stuff like that, because we are not doing what we need to do as a collective to take back the planet, take back our power. So yeah. So I figured out the word cope is basically how we cooperate, how we continue to deal with this system that's in place. I also wonder who was the first person to ever commit suicide, and I wonder what was the reason. Also, some other question that I have is it our fault, the parents, or is it the sperm cell that chose to go to the egg and be manifested through their parents? Like, is it my fault? Is it my fault? You see what I'm saying? I chose to go to the egg. Well, actually, before then, see, I try to think about like the fact that we're inside of a vessel. Like, the sperm itself is a vessel. Then the sperm cell goes, the sperm or the vehicle goes to the egg, and then it it ends up being a whole body. But it goes so deep to a point where, oh my God, it goes to a point so deep where how did we create our bodies? Did we create our bodies, or did a higher entity create our bodies as a collective? Because you got to think, like, how did we know our sperm cell or any type of sperm from any creature would end up being a full grown person with arm, leg, arm, head, and stuff like that? Like, how do we know? That stuff had to be blueprinted before. Basically like a seed. Like, when you get a garden seed, you plant it. But how did the seed know to pack all that? Well, how did whatever the blueprint be packed all into that one seed, and it end up being a tree? So that's what I'm trying to grasp my mind around. Like, where is that stuff taking place? You can get one little small little tree seed, or like a lemon tree. You get the seed, but who put the information inside of that seed to be planted in a medium, which will be the soil, and then it grow to be a big ass tree? The same thing for humans, animals, and stuff like that. Where is that stuff taking place? That's what I want to know. But that just besides the point. But yeah, about to get ready to clock back in this matrix. It's just so miserable when you you want to do things that's outside of their construct, but you can't because they make it where you need money. And then, like I always say, if money fails, then what? So I guess basically you might as well say these beings just don't conquer the planet. Like they literally done became God. If they gonna always be here, if money's always gonna be here, if this system is always gonna be here, if these beings are always gonna be controlling everything, controlling people's mentality, causing people to go suicide, causing people to do this, causing people to do that, influencing us and with bad intentions, if they gonna forever do that, they might as well be God. And I wanna know, why is our creator, the opposing force, allowing this to take place? Why does it seem like people like myself have more consideration and care than the so-called creator? That's what I want to know. Like, you would think, like, before somebody gets shot up, we would want to stop the bullets from penetrating the person, unless, especially if it's for a righteous reason. Like, we want to stop harm. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Also, I want to talk about some other things about Antarctica and stuff like that, that B-Dale was talking about. So I'll catch y'all on the next video. About to clock back in. Peace.